Y'all are giving me hella anxiety right now. If this is you, you're overwhelmed. Like, they're showing me the Seven of Cups. There's a lot going on in front of you, and none of it feels good. It doesn't feel opportunistic. Things feel very uncertain for you right now. And before we even start, can we just take a minute? Me and you are just gonna take a breath really quickly and let it go. They gave me that Megan Thee Stallion song, Anxiety, which I'm pretty sure the lyrics are something like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, bad bitches have bad days too. That's what I'm getting more than anything right now. It's like there's so much going on and you can't see outside of that. It is this insane feeling of overwhelm. And I need you to know that just because you put it down doesn't mean it won't be there when you get back. If it goes quiet, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be there later. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that it's not still happening under the surface. It's this sense of like a panic and an anxiety and a worry. And listen, I'm going to say this in a loving way. This could really speak to your attachment style, right? Because that's what I'm getting, is that your attachment to something or multiple things is not only rooted in something much bigger than you think it is, but it's like you're gripping onto things in almost like a survival mode. You're in fight or flight. It's this chronic state of when, something is trying to leave you and you try to grip onto it really tightly to go, wait, no. So you want to keep on doing what you're doing even though it's, depleting you. You want to keep on doing what you're doing even though you're exhausted. You want to keep on doing what you're doing even though it makes you feel like garbage, and you deserve better. You deserve rest. You deserve a moment of peace, right? But you won't allow yourself to have it because it's like you want something so badly that you can't recognize when it's time to let go. It's literally like you have one foot on the land and one foot in a boat, and it's like the boat's moving because the water's moving and you're still trying to hold your foot on land. Let it go. You have to let it go. You can rest today and the problems will still be there tomorrow. And that's not meant to be in a pessimistic way. You can rest today and you can go back to it tomorrow. There is nothing unproductive or inherently bad or evil or negative or whatever about you taking a minute for yourself. Because how can you tackle those problems? How can you see clearly? How can you feel what's really happening and tune into yourself if you are so bogged down with everything else? I feel like you guys, I feel like I'm getting two different messages and they're kind of like colliding. So like what I'm hearing is like there's this kid version of you, this inner child version of you, and the adult version of you, and it's like magnets. Like we're trying to pull them back together to be like, you can be a little bit of each of these without losing this or without losing that. It doesn't have to be concrete. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Like I'm getting this sense that you guys as children were very fantastical, very like imaginative, that you believed in all these wonderful fantasy things. Like I'm seeing the Never-Ending Story, if you guys grew up with that. Again, like aging myself for sure. Never-Ending Story, or like there was this other book called like The Page Master or something. You guys may have been people who loved to draw, who loved books, who liked to lose yourself in something else, right? It's these escapism tendencies, the emotions, oh my God, because life was very hard. And as a kid, you used those things to remove yourself from what was difficult. And that was kind of like, the escapism part is like, let me put myself into a book, let me put myself into art, let me put myself into something that was colorful and bright, or maybe musical or whatever, and create a different world for myself, because the one that you grew up in was not very accepting of you. It wasn't helpful to you, right? And so now I feel like you've become this adult where it's like you want these things, but you deny yourself of them, of creation, create just to create, of rest because you deserve it, not rest because it's like I have to rest because then I can't do rest because you deserve it. Take a walk, take a beat, take a drive, do something, you know what I mean? Create art, play music, sing your heart out, do whatever. But it's like you lost this kind of fantastical version of you to be this adult version of you instead. And it's like you can have both. You don't have to pick one. It doesn't have to be concrete. So I feel like what's happening when these things are kind of leaving you or exiting your life, the struggle comes from the tension of trying to be this adult version that doesn't let yourself have anything, and also maintain some semblance of what it was like to be a kid and believe that there was something more for you. This goes really deep. And I feel like right now, the world is asking you to rest, or your body is asking you to calm down, to rest, to breathe, to take a moment, to feel into yourself, to put your hand on your chest. Please listen to me when I say this. Your heart sends so many signals to your brain on a day-to-day. This is like its own system. Your heart chakra, it's like its own system sending signals, okay? It's like its own nervous system. So when you take your hands and you place them on your chest, it signals to your body and to your mind that you're safe and that you're okay. That you're okay where you are. That's why I said I wanted you to take a deep breath when we started this, and another one now if you can. You are safe and you're okay. It is okay to rest. No problem can be solved instantaneously. And not for nothing, like, they've been showing me the Judgment card too a lot lately, and I'm seeing it now again. The Judgment card to me is saying here that just because you go off and have fun doesn't mean you're not still mutating. Just because you put something down momentarily doesn't mean you're not still working through it on a deeper layer that maybe you just don't have access to, right? While we're going through DNA upgrades, energetic upgrades, these things are happening on like a cellular level, like you are mutating. When your body wants to rest, you need to give it that. You don't need to understand why. You don't need explanation as to why your body or the world seems to be pushing you to rest, to lie down, to sleep a little more, to do a little less, to worry a little less. You don't need to understand that. I think we live in a world, in a society that, vilifies or demonizes or basically just puts down feminine qualities, which is going with the flow of the cycles, especially if you are a woman, in tune with the cycles of the moon, in tune with the cycles of life, knowing that there's always an ebb and a flow. There's always a give and a take, and we cannot hold on to one thing forever. The same thing, like when things leave your life, try not to box yourself into what you're losing, but instead think, well, if this is happening, then what is it that Spirit's trying to make room for? What is it that God is trying to make room for? What is it that the universe wants me to see? Because it's always this or better. It's not this or nothing. It's always this or something better. 5s might be really important for you too, so I'm seeing like a 55. But you guys need to remember that when something is leaving you, it's for something better to come in. When you're being called to rest, it's so that way you can be equipped to handle what's coming in. It is always about preparing you for something beautiful to come, and not about taking anything away from you. It's not about stripping you of something else. You can have, just like the song in the beginning, you can have bad days, and that doesn't mean that your progress is screwed up. You can have bad days. Healing isn't linear. Feeling anything isn't linear. Emotions aren't linear. Life is just not linear. We force it that way. Don't force yourself into a box when Spirit is trying to give you something better.